Welcome back to Bookkast, where we bring you bestsellers in minutes.
Bestsellers in minutes, that's right.
Today, we're diving deep into Grady Hendrix's Witchcraft for Wayward Girls.
Oh, I love this book.
This story will grab you by the throat and make you question everything you thought you knew about power, choice, and those awkward teenage years.
Absolutely. And you know what's so fascinating about it?
What's that?
It uses the backdrop of 1970s America, a time of social and political upheaval, to explore the lives of these girls who find themselves on the fringes of society.
Yeah, it's not just a spooky witchy story.
No.
It's about what happens when you're told you don't have a voice.
Right.
When your body is seen as a problem to be solved.
Yes.
And the only way to fight back is to tap into something ancient and maybe a little dangerous.
Exactly. And we meet Neva, our
okay.
protagonist.
Our main girl.
Yes. She's 15, pregnant, and abandoned by her boyfriend.
Oh, man.
Hendrix doesn't shy away from the harsh realities these girls face.
You know, he does.
She's sent to Wellwood House.
Wellwood House.
A home for unwed mothers, and let's just say it's not exactly a spa retreat.
No, not at all.
Not even close.
2 girdles to hide the pregnancy.
Oh, wow.
A father who's more concerned with appearances than his daughter's well-being.
Right.
And a society that whispers shame at every turn.
It's rough.
It's enough to make you want to conjure a storm.
I can see why they turn to magic.
Yeah.
But before we get to the spell casting, let's talk about Wellwood House.
Wellwood House.
It's almost like a character in itself, wouldn't you say?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's this oppressive, suffocating environment where the girls are stripped of their identities.
Yeah, it really is.
I mean, they're given new names upon arrival.
New names.
Forced to follow strict routines and constantly reminded of their so-called disgrace.
Oh, yeah, they try to break them down.
Talk about a recipe for rebellion.
Yeah, it's all about control.
It is.
Hendrix uses these really vivid descriptions of the house. The locked doors, the curtained windows, the judgmental staff, to illustrate the ways in which society tries to contain and silence these girls.
It's like they're being molded into these perfect little baby-making machines.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Expected to give up their children and disappear back into the shadows.
Right. Exactly.
And the names are such a powerful symbol of that erasure.
They are, aren't they?
It's as if by taking away their names,
Yeah.
they're taking away their past, their individuality, their very sense of self.
Exactly. It's like they're trying to erase them.
And into this pressure cooker walks Miss Parquet, the mysterious librarian, with a bookmobile full of more than just dusty novels.
I love Miss Parquet.
She introduces them to the world of witchcraft. And it's like a light bulb goes off for these girls.
Right. It's like a whole new world opens up for them.
Yes.
And it's not just about hocus pocus and casting spells.
No.
It's about reclaiming agency.
Okay.
Tapping into a power that has traditionally been associated with women, especially those who have been marginalized and oppressed.
I see.
So they find this book called Groovy Witch.
Groovy Witch.
Which, side note, sounds like a must-read.
Yeah, right.
And they decide to try a spell to change their situation.
Of course, because who wouldn't?
But as with any good magic, there are consequences.
Oh, there are always consequences.
Always. And Hendrix doesn't shy away from showing us the messy, unpredictable nature of magic.
He doesn't.
So we see Rose starts vomiting.
Ugh.
The book itself begins to change in unsettling ways. And one of Miss Parquet's dogs mysteriously appears.
Hold on.
Yeah.
The book changes.
It does. It's creepy, right?
Yeah, it's creepy.
It's like the magic is responding to their desires, but also twisting them in unexpected ways.
Oh, that's not good.
No, it's a warning sign.
Oh, yeah.
But at this point, they're so desperate for something, anything to change their lives that they're willing to take the risk.
That makes sense.
And then there's this scene where they sneak out for a nighttime swim in the river. It's a moment of pure freedom.
Freedom.
A brief escape from the suffocating atmosphere of Wellwood House.
I love those moments in books.
Me too. Me too.
Like a breath of fresh air.
And that scene is so crucial because it's not just about physical escape.
No.
It's about emotional release.
Okay.
They're connecting with nature, with each other.
Right.
In a way that's been denied to them within those walls.
It's like the river is washing away their doubts.
Yes.
Their fears.
Exactly.
And giving them the strength to start making their own choices.
And those choices are about to get a whole lot more complicated. Remember, we're just scratching the surface here.
Oh, I know.
There's so much more to uncover as we delve deeper into this twisted, magical, and ultimately empowering story.
I can't wait. Welcome back to Bookkast, where we break down bestsellers in minutes.
Bestsellers in minutes.
We left off with the girls of Wayward House testing the waters of witchcraft.
Oh, yeah.
Both literally and figuratively.
Yeah.
With a midnight swim and a spell gone awry.
The river scene is pivotal, you say.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's where Rose reveals her plan to keep her baby, defying the expectations laid out for her.
It's a bold move.
It is.
Especially in a place like Wellwood House,
Right.
where conformity is practically woven into the curtains.
Yeah.
And it seems like the experience combined with dabbling in magic starts to chip away at even the most skeptical of the girls.
Like Zinnia.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Who was initially all like eye roll about the witchcraft stuff.
Magic, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
But then she starts to see the possibilities.
She does.
It's as though the river cleansed not just their bodies, but also their minds, opening them up to alternative paths.
But society has this way of slamming those paths shut, doesn't it?
It does.
Like when they encounter Dr. Vincent, the doctor who's supposed to be caring for them.
Dr. Vincent.
He's the worst.
He is a perfect embodiment of the dismissive patriarchal attitude these girls are up against.
Ugh, I hate him.
Yeah.
He completely brushes off their concerns about their health and the birthing process,
Oh, yeah.
treating them like inconvenient vessels rather than human beings.
It's awful.
It's infuriating.
It is.
It's like their bodies are seen as public property, something to be managed and controlled by those in authority.
Exactly. That encounter pushes them further towards Miss Parcay and the world of witchcraft.
It's like they're saying, fine, if you won't listen to our voices, we'll find a way to make you hear our power.
Yes, exactly.
And that power leads them to meet Miss Parcay's coven in the woods.
The coven.
What struck me about this scene was the diversity of the women in the coven.
Oh, that's so important.
It is.
Hendrix shows us that witchcraft isn't this monolithic one-size-fits-all thing.
Right.
It has historically been a source of strength for women from all walks of life, especially those who've been pushed to the margins.
You know, the coven represents a sisterhood, a shared understanding of what it means to be a woman in a world that often seeks to define and limit you.
Absolutely. And within that sisterhood, they find knowledge and support that's been denied to them elsewhere.
Yeah, it's powerful.
They learn about the Sibyl's line, a lineage of witches who pass down their memories and experiences through generations.
Whoa.
It's like tapping into an ancient well of female wisdom and power.
I love the imagery.
But it's not all sunshine and moonbeams, right?
Oh, no, of course not.
There's a definite sense of danger lurking beneath the surface.
Like, what could go wrong
Right.
with magic?
There's always a balance with magic.
Okay.
The Sibyl's line offers incredible strength, but it comes with a price. There's that warning from Miss Parcay about what happens to those who break their vows. It's a reminder that power in any form demands respect and responsibility.
So Rose, who seemed so determined to forge her own path,
Right.
suddenly breaks down and decides to surrender her baby after all.
I know, it's so
It
sad.
was a heartbreaking moment, especially after seeing her find that spark of defiance.
Yeah, it's a stark reminder of how societal pressures can crush even the strongest will.
It is.
Rose's decision shows us that claiming your agency isn't a one-time thing. It's a constant battle against forces both internal and external.
Yeah, that's deep.
And Fern, who's been riding shotgun on this whole witchcraft journey,
Right.
is suddenly left to navigate the fallout on her own.
Poor Fern.
And the stakes keep getting higher.
Higher.
Yeah.
Longer.
Miss Wellwood is mysteriously ill.
Uh-oh.
A freak hailstorm batters the house.
What?
And the groovy witch book continues to morph in disturbing ways.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. That's creepy.
I know, right?
That's, like, really creepy.
It's as though the spell they cast has taken on a life of its own with consequences they couldn't have predicted.
So what happens to Fern?
Well, she's caught between her desire for a normal life and the allure of power that Miss Parcay offers.
Like running away.
Exactly. She even gets an invitation to run away and fully embrace the world of witchcraft.
Wow.
It's like a tempting escape hatch from the mess she's in.
Yeah, for sure.
But escape often comes with a cost.
Of course.
Miss Parcay's warning about broken vows hangs over the offer, making it clear that this path isn't without its own dangers. So what does Fern choose?
What does she choose?
Does she succumb to the allure of magic and abandon her friend? Or face the consequences of staying at Wellwood House?
Well, folks, to find out what happens next, you'll have to stick with us.
Oh, you don't want to miss this.
But trust me, it's a wild ride.
It is.
We're just getting to the good part. Welcome back to Bookkast, where we devour bestsellers so you don't have to.
That's right, bestsellers in minutes.
We're wrapping up our deep dive into Grady Hendrix's Witchcraft for Wayward Girls.
It's a wild one.
And let me tell you,
Yeah.
things are about to get intense.
Oh, they are.
We left off with Fern
Right.
facing a choice.
A big one.
Run away with Miss Parsley into the world of magic, or stay at Wellwood House with all its chaos and uncertainty.
Tough decision.
It's a decision that speaks to the core of her character, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely.
On the one hand, she's terrified of what awaits her back home.
Yeah, the judgment.
The judgment, the limited option.
The feeling of being trapped.
Right.
But on the other hand, she can't just abandon Holly, who's in a whole other level of crisis.
No, she can't.
It's a testament to Fern's loyalty and compassion that she chooses to stay.
She does.
Remember, Holly is convinced she's carrying God's baby
Oh, yeah.
and refuses to go to the hospital.
Yeah.
It's a situation ripe with danger, and it really underscores the ways in which religious extremism can be used to manipulate vulnerable young women.
And let's not forget that Holly's pregnancy is the result of abuse
Right.
by a powerful religious figure.
Yeah.
The people in charge are desperate to cover it all up, making Holly and her baby a threat to their carefully constructed facade.
It's all about power and control, isn't it?
It is.
Hendrix doesn't shy away from exposing the dark underbelly of power, whether it's wielded through religion, social norms, or even magic.
So Holly goes into labor
At Wellwood House,
at Wellwood House.
refusing to budge despite the risks.
It's a chaotic scene with Hagar, the tough-as-nails cook,
Oh, Hagar.
reluctantly stepping in to help.
You know, I love
I
Hagar.
do.
She might grumble and complain, but she's got a heart of gold.
She does.
She does what needs to be done,
Yeah.
even if it means defying authority.
But the drama doesn't stop there.
No, it doesn't.
Fern realizes the police are on their way.
Not
Not to help Holly,
No.
but to silence her and cover up the scandal.
Oh, man.
Talk about a high-stakes situation.
To know she has to act fast.
So what does she do?
In a moment of sheer desperation and brilliance, she cuts out her own tongue.
She cuts out her own tongue.
Yeah.
Why?
It's a distraction, a shocking spectacle that draws the attention of the police.
Okay.
They see her covered in blood and assume she's lost it, giving Holly precious time to slip away.
Wow. Talk about thinking on your feet.
Right.
But there's another twist, right?
There is.
The storm they conjured earlier comes back with a vengeance.
Yes. It's as if the magic they unleashed has been building, waiting for the right moment to erupt.
Whoa.
This isn't just any storm.
No.
It's a full-blown supernatural tempest, tearing apart Wellwood House and creating chaos that allows Fern to vanish into the night.
So what happens next? Does Fern manage to stay hidden?
We jump forward in time and find Fern back home, seemingly safe.
Safe.
Yeah.
That's good. The homes for unwed mothers are starting to disappear.
Because of Roe v. Wade.
Exactly. But the scars of Wellwood House remain.
So it's not a happily ever after ending.
Not exactly.
No.
Hendrix doesn't sugarcoat the lasting effects of trauma and societal pressure.
Right.
Fern carries the weight of her experiences, the choices she made, and the paths not taken.
Does she ever see any of the other girls again?
She does. Years later, she visits Rose, who's living on a commune with her daughter.
Oh, wow.
It's a bittersweet reunion,
I bet.
filled with unspoken understanding and the lingering shadow of their shared past.
And then there's the bombshell revelation about Reverend Jerry. Oh, yeah, the man who abused Holly.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
confesses to his crimes, his downfall, sudden and dramatic.
It's almost like a cosmic payback, wouldn't you say?
It's definitely open to interpretation.
Right.
Did their spell directly cause his downfall, or was it the culmination of their collective anger and the weight of his own guilt? Hendrix leaves that question tantalizingly unanswered.
And there's that gut-wrenching final scene where Fern imagines meeting the child she was forced to give up.
Yeah, that one gets me every time.
It's a moment that speaks to the profound loss and enduring ache of a choice made under duress.
It's a reminder that even though society might try to erase these women's stories, their experiences matter.
They do.
Their pain is real, their choices have consequences, and their voices deserve to be heard.
So what does it all mean?
What's the takeaway?
Yeah.
I think Witchcraft for Wayward Girls is a call to action.
Okay.
It challenges us to question the systems that seek to control and silence women, to examine the ways in which we perpetuate harmful norms, and to recognize the power of female bonds in the face of adversity.
And to remember that magic, whether literal or metaphorical, can be found in the most unexpected places, offering us a glimmer of hope and a way to reclaim our own narratives.
That's Witchcraft for Wayward Girls in a nutshell.
It is. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive here on Bookkast, your source for bestsellers in minutes,
We'll catch you next time.
with another literary adventure.